Alright, so Nimbus. Where to begin? Nimbus is somewhere in the middle of varying degrees of lactose intolerance. Yes, you're going to pay the price later for eating ice cream, but that's not going to stop you from enjoying it. Yes, Nimbus is an absolute cringe lord of the highest order, but Nimbus doesn't ruin my experience of the game. Let's just be clear. It's not that big of a deal, but it's worth talking about in my opinion, because why the fuck not? You can like Nimbus, you can hate Nimbus, it doesn't matter. Whether you like or dislike them, your opinion is still valid. There's plenty of reasons to like Nimbus and plenty of reasons to not like Nimbus. No one thinks you're cool either way. That's just life. People disagree. Saying that the people that don't like Nimbus are just complaining for the sake of complaining is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Don't be a fucking moron. Every character doesn't resonate with everyone, and it doesn't have to. Plain and simple. Stop being butthurt. The same goes for those that don't like Nimbus but would attack the people that do. Both are equally as stupid and your asses are sore. Let this video be your Vaseline. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's get into it. The dialogue, the voice, the timing, it's all off. The voice, oh god, the voice. Nails on a chalkboard for sure. From a narrative standpoint, I get it, but the execution was poorly done. Maybe scale back the digital voice synthesizer a notch or two, and then we might be good. Nimbus is kinda like a menstrual cycle. You expect it to show up, you know what's coming, but it always somehow still feels inconvenient and poorly timed. Same with Nimbus's comedic relief. The last mission, a certain boss is defeated, and Nimbus comes out of nowhere and whips out the most cliche and generic line ever uttered in storytelling. A line you would only expect to hear in an old cartoon from the 90s or a very high budget porno with shit acting. The uglier they are, the harder they fall. What the fuck, am I watching Ninja Turtles? Probably the worst timing in the history of timing on top of that, which is where I think Nimbus's biggest fault lies. Nimbus was introduced in the wrong expansion. Everything is supposed to be grim, sad, and depressing, and here comes this one asshole making jokes after someone just lost a parent. Big yikes. Which brings me to my boy Cayde. Their shtick is pretty much the same, but with some major differences in my opinion. For starters, we spent more time with Cayde. We know his backstory, and we know why he is the way he is. There is actually a degree of seriousness behind his outwardly jolly persona. When it was time to get serious, we've seen him get serious throughout Destiny 1 while still being a jokester. D2 was much of the same. He lost his light but still went on to try to 1v1 Gaul and the Vex. We've seen how he reacts when he loses a comrade in Tevis from D1 where he got the Night Stalker super. Which brings me to my second point. Cayde's humor really shined through his interactions with other characters. That's a big part of his character that I think the Nimbus defenders and the Cayde haters seem to miss. I've seen lots of forum posts pointing out the fact that Nimbus and Cayde are the same, which is only half true. Cayde's relationship with Failsafe, his relationship with Ikora and Zavala, his interactions with our ghosts, how he acted around Devrim Kay or Amanda Holiday, Petra Venge, Prince Uldren, Eris Morin, and hell, even the fucking chicken, the Colonel. Cayde had better interactions with a goddamn piece of KFC chicken than Nimbus had with literally anyone in the story so far. When you look at a bowl of ramen or his ramen ticket at the ramen shop, you think of Cayde, for God's sakes. We have a gun named after his supposed dead son, who may or may not even be real. Saying that Cayde was just Nimbus, but everyone let it slide is honestly an insult to the character of Cayde. He was the one that brought the Deepstone Crypt storyline to center stage. His interactions between characters were all different and unique depending on relationships, but through them all, he was still Cayde. There was an underlying level of emotion that Cayde haters choose to ignore. His comedy came in the form of stupid and poorly timed quips at times, yes, just like Nimbus, but he truly shined in bending his relationships with all the characters in Destiny till they almost broke, and that made Cayde funny. Failsafe straight up didn't like Cayde for whatever reason. It was hilarious. Zavala and Ikora were always way too serious, and he annoyed the hell out of them both, but you could tell they all cared for each other. Eris and Cayde mutually hate each other. Cayde and Amanda are like brother and sister. Devrim respected the fuck out of Cayde as a boss. Petra and Cayde were like coworkers from the office, and the list goes on. It wasn't the stupid one-liners and whatnot that made Cayde a great and funny character. It was his interactions with others and the underlying dark tones of his life before an EXO and his life during that really made it hit home how a person with a life that fucked up could even laugh anymore. The disadvantage Nimbus has is the fact that they're new and they tried to shove them into the Cayde role way too quickly. Give it time. Nimbus's character doesn't quite have the depth required to make it work yet. Just not a fleshed out character at all, but I can see in the future how Nimbus can become at least bearable. The character suffered because of things around them. The story was subpar and the writing was already shit from the jump, so that didn't do Nimbus any favors. Nimbus hasn't had any meaningful interactions with any of the characters of Destiny yet so far. We were so close with Nimbus and Osiris, but the conversations kept getting cut short. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like Nimbus? Dislike him? If you do or don't, give me a few reasons. I want to see you guys go at it in the comments. You guys are great and provide me with endless hours of entertainment responding to you all. Keep it civil though, please. I don't ask this often, but fucking subscribe, man. What are you doing? Become part of the family. We got cookies over here. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.